I'm Audrey Nelson. I come to you just from our backyard here in Boulder, Colorado. I've been a corporate communication consultant, trainer, keynote speaker, published author, and in fact, my book, You Don't Say, we will talk about some of the importance and relevance to you. My work is in communication. I have 3 degrees, including a PhD. I believe your success, whether you're interviewing for a job, meeting somebody for the first time, selling an idea, has a lot to do with how well you communicate. What is your message? That's what we're talking about today. If your verbal is contradicted by your nonverbal, you're in trouble. So what are the key nonverbal things that we need to know to be successful in that interview? Pay attention to the messages you're sending. Number 1, do your nonverbal homework. It's called dress. Do we judge a book by its cover? Yes, we do. Is that fair? No, it isn't. Human nature, it's what we do. People ask me things like, well, should I wear a jacket? The jacket is the symbol of authority. You can always take the jacket off, but this is a credibility issue. Then I see the women that look tired, worn out, because they have been in the trenches. I have some good news and I have some bad news. A quick short story on this one. I've been having a real problem with Gen X and Y, and I'm not saying my generation can't do it, but we're really not the offenders. I've been in 48 states. I've been in every major city. And I'm pretty non-verbally oriented, and that's my first book, is all on nonverbal. And I've been watching how women go to work. And I'm worried. I think Casual Friday's gone over the top. Cleavage has become the rule. You know, I actually had a television reporter say, well, what if the woman says, you know, God gave me these gifts? Well, God didn't intend you to show those gifts off at work. Do it at the club in Cancun. But nothing will erode your credibility quicker. Does it? You know, I always tell women, how many times do men think about sex a day? I mean, they already see you as a sex object. Why do we need to do that? I had a client in Phoenix. I know it's hot, but that's no excuse not to wear a few clothes. My client says, I'm sending down my assistant. Okay. She comes down in a postage-sized skirt. You know, I have great legs. I'm not opposed to spandex. I am not going to wear that in front of you today. There's a place for that. There's a place for it. And is this the image, the professional image that I want? So the Society of Human Resource, the largest organization, I'll get back to the postage stamp, and I was so worked up about this because I care about the status of women in the workplace. Folks, how you show up, how you dress, how you package yourself is huge. It's not fair, but guess what? We do judge a book by its cover. I don't think it's fair, but that's how we work. It's human nature. So I designed a program, go home and put on some clothes. It was selected. I knew I had hit a hot button topic. So let's go back to the postage size stamp skirt. So I'm following her up there. Now when I go in to train, we have to plug the laptop in, right? So this is a new term. Have you ever heard of the whale tail? So the thong underwear, okay. Here is my favorite. Her birth control patch. Right here. That's more information than I want. Is that the image that you think her organization wants? The baby boomers are not retiring. We can't afford it. Right? We're here to stay. Does everybody hear that? We're here to stay. Where is my tribe? Raise your hand. Everybody look around. This is your single largest generation in the workplace, the baby boomer. Now, why is that? Let's just look at that for a moment. Never before in American history, and when I say that, we're really an infant compared to other countries, aren't we? We're, what, roughly 230 years old? So in our short 230-year history, never, ever before have we had so many generations. Tom, my sentiments exactly. And the whole time, women in here, you know, women know this, men don't know this, but women in here know, you know how you can put necklaces on like fish line? You know how some women do that? I kept thinking that must be what that is. I couldn't figure it out. So I went, sternum piercing. But I am going to hit you hard with what is important to each generation. And I'm going to make a few confessions. As a boomer, I'm one of those folks that is kicking and screaming. You know what my son does to me, my 22-year-old? He tries, I don't know where he gets this. He didn't get it from me because this is not the way I parented him. He likes to use shame and humiliation. He will say things, you know, Mother, Brett Parker's grandmother is taking a computer class. I said, I don't want to know that stuff. I pay somebody. I do. I don't do this. I'm not going there. I don't do this. I can send an email. I think that's pretty good. I was jumping up and down because I finally figured out Netflix. You know, it's like the remote. Jeff had all the control. I go, who's ordering these doggone movies? And he said, well, if you would get online and figure out Netflix. I'm going, you know, okay. But I figured it out. Now I got the power.